look out.
I got, I do,
On it, on that.
I think it's a link, but I've got. So you already tried one, right? Okay, all right. Good, we're good. But the problem we have is where we have to fill it, right? Get it when you can work on that. Okay. Yeah, but it's people fun. Okay, all right, sounds good. Thanks, Mike. Did that, you guys gonna have to. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye. Yeah. When you compare to kids, you're in other place, like that. We're hoping to shop up in the Fifth Street. They've been you're gonna open it.
You have the names?
And maybe go. 123, 25th, the old two bit cafe, somewhere you would have
This is like.
no more.
And
That lighthouse is far there. You know where the pawn shop is on the right? The pawn shop now. So they're close more today. Yeah. Go.
Going to.
The two bedroom.
Yeah.
So we're only taking half.
Coach. Yeah.
Once we get to that, we go on the bar, on the other side. It's not even easier to do the other side because. Starting on the last bar up. Oil. Bar, so hopefully the city does.
So you have for the side,
Just one.
you have just one.
The other side here. I only took one side, because I didn't need 20.
Right.
Not yet.
Buddy?
No.
Let's start out with some bucket bills.
Do you wanna go out back or out front?
Who wants to go first on bucket bills? I'll fill a bucket. I'm gonna fill Troy's bucket, even though he's not here. Troy at the last minute, so my son ended up being able to be in the All-Stars game at the end of his baseball season, and his game was on Thursday when I was supposed to be teaching Ignite. And I'm gonna blame it on Jed, who didn't put it in our family calendar. And so he's like, well, what about the game? And I'm supposed to be teaching. So Troy saved the day at the last minute. And I heard he did a fantastic job. So I'm gonna fill Troy's bucket. Who else? Bucket fills.
I'll fill your bucket.
You will? Why
Your
are
little
you
podcast you sent me the other day. I have some goals that I'm working on, and Rusty sent me a podcast just thinking of me about my goals that I'm achieving. It's just a good little reminder.
Oh, good. Yeah, I thought it was a good one. Made me think of you. Awesome, awesome. I know there's a lot of you that are in that same habit of listening to a podcast or something to fuel your mind every morning. Like, share it with the people around you because you never know when somebody's gonna need it. Anyone else? Bucket fills.
I'll fill Lauren's bucket.
Fill it.
Yesterday I was trying to figure out I couldn't get into my reports, and I went to Chris, because Chris is the reports guy. Chris couldn't get into it, so I gave up and I was just pouting, and then my email just dinged, and she's like, here's your reports, stupid. And I'm like, thank you.
I did not see it.
What was it, a glitchy or we were just doing it?
It was being funky.
It was being.
It just happened to work for me.
Oh, good. Well, good. I'm glad you did it.
Yeah.
Nice job. High five. Okay, who else? Christy.
I'm gonna fill Brad's bucket. I was out of town last week and my website went down, this generated website, and he totally jumped in and like got everything back. Cause we were trying to do Facebook ads, but it was like, it had a whole different, it didn't have my stuff on it.
Oh, no.
He jumped in and helped us.
Got it all taken
Like,
care of.
like voting on my claim, he was like handling it. So, thank you, Brad.
Good job. High five for you too.
Yep.
Right. Yes. Okay, anyone else? We move on. All right, our agent appreciation picnic is this Friday, the 19th. Please RSVP. People are asking, can you bring your kids, family, whoever? Yes, absolutely. Bring a friend if you want to. Bring whoever you want. Just make sure that you RSVP so that we have enough food, because I'm gonna only get food for the people that say they RSVP. I mean, I always get a little extra, so if you forget, we're not gonna kick you out. But we're just gonna do it right here, actually, in the front of our building. We're gonna have some fun games, music. We'll be there. It'll just be fun. One of the things that we've heard you saying loud and clear is you want more together time. So don't tell me you want to be together and then not come to the together time things. So it's on Friday, 11:30 to 1:30. Come and have some lunch with us and just hang out for a little bit. Allison, do you want to talk about this?
Yeah, so it's gonna be next Tuesday, I think, and a really great foundations class, get you back, like, here's what it actually takes to be a realtor on the daily basis, and just getting back to the basics to be able to go forward in this market.
Thrive in today's market. I love it. It's
great
on
for-
Zoom only.
Yep, and it's great for recruits too, like people that want to, anybody that wants to join. They're thinking about real estate, or people that are at other offices that maybe don't want to join here, but they're struggling as an agent, they can come. I'm not gonna kick anybody out.
Okay, awesome. So scan that QR code. You can share it with your friends. And that's next Tuesday from 5 to 6 via Zoom. Okay, who's participating in 75 Hard? Okay, awesome. Don't forget, you've got to send Bradley your weekly update. Did they send it to you?
So I send
Sorry.
out a form to everyone who's been for completing it,
Okay,
and then you just fill that out, say, I did it this week, or try again next week.
Okay, awesome. So make sure you're doing that, because that's how we know to get you in the weekly drawings and then also in the other drawings. So did everyone raise their hand, report back to Bradley, or do I need to add any hands in last minute, names in last minute? We're starting new. Okay, here's the other thing that I want to say about this. So we've been talking about it and we got some feedback that said, you know, it's a challenge if you mess up on Monday and then your whole week kind of like gone because you screwed it up and you only talked to 7 people on Monday. So here's what I'm going to tell you. This is your business. So if you want to make 20 calls on Tuesday because you know you're not going to make the calls Monday, you can make the calls when you need to make the calls. The idea is doing the activities and being consistent with it. So if there's something that you need to do, or you're going to be out of town and you're like, I know I'm going to be out of town Monday, Tuesday, or next week's a holiday week. I know I'm going to be out of town Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or whatever, you can add those to the front of your week. You can front load your week with your contacts that you need to make and still stay on track. So if you need to do anything like that, adapt as needed. This is really like, the contest is fun, right? Because it's a little weekly prize and adds a little fun competition to it. But at the end of the day, the idea of it is getting you in the habits of what you need to be doing to be running a successful real estate business. So that being said, we've got our drawing for today, and I love the book theme because this is something that I'm personally working on too, is reading more books with my eyes, not just my ears. So it's part of my time blocking right now, but I have Your First Home as an option for your books for the winter. This is honestly a really great resource if you do any kind of first-time buyer seminars. There are a lot of teams across the country, one of them in St. George that's at our KW there, that they buy these in bulk and then they do a seminar around it, and anybody who shows up gets a free copy of this book that's all about home ownership and what they need to know about their first home. And this is the second and expanded edition. So this is not old, this is redone within the last 12 months, I believe. And also, if you don't want to buy a whole, maybe your budget is not allowing to buy a whole case of these, you could do them as a drawing at your first time home buyer seminar too. So this is option A. Ooh, I'm just going to fall off my shoe. They're not even tall ones. Tax-free wealth. So those of you that are in the Moore Club and came to Johnny Christensen's thing a few months ago, he actually talked about this book and cost segmenting your properties and that kind of stuff. So that's where this came from. I am going to be really honest. It's a little bit of a snooze fest, but it has so much good information in it. So there's that one. And then this option, I'm just being honest. It reads like it's a text.
Book by an accountant is boring.
It's very textbooky. And then this one, what did you say?
You pay $100,000 tax, and it might not be.
Yeah, exactly. It's way less boring when you're like, oh, I didn't like that tax bill. And then the Millionaire Real Estate Investor, because I believe that part of what you should be doing is investing in real estate. That's what we train our clients to do, and that's what you should be doing as well. So those are your choices for the book. Winner is Jen Simpson. Is Jen online? Okay, Jen, when you get on text, we'll just text her and find out what book she wants. Okay, so remember to turn in your stuff if you're competing. And again, you do have some ways you can make it up. Does anybody, and also remember, just because you didn't start in the very beginning doesn't mean you can't start now. Every week's a fresh week to start. So if you want to start, send Bradley an email. If anyone needs to know what it is, there's a little paper for you of a recap of what you should be doing every day or every business day for your business. Okay, let's talk about wants and needs. Who has upcoming listings that they want to tell us about?
Celia, give me the.
New listings or price reductions or listings you need to talk about. Christy.
Yes, we have 2 coming on, one either tonight or tomorrow. I'm putting on pictures at the sale, 500,000. It's 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, great location on the east side of it. Well, it's below 89, but it's on the eastern side of it. And then the other one should get on Thursday. We have the August. Price to be determined, but also we like maybe like around like the 4.5-ish range. And that one is 4 bed.
Did your case go fire over contract? If
To
not,
be more specific,
looks like this might be a good one, the one that we talked about that you were having.
yes, yeah, we're in contact on that call,
Okay,
but thank you.
And
never
then we
mind.
have, duplex in Ogden, 4 bed, 2 bath on each side. That's a great property, and then, $9 listing is for the broker open today from 4 to 6. That's up in North Ogden, we're wrapping up board June, that's 4:30. If I not the board.
Broker open is today from 4 to 6,
4
right?
to 6, that's in North Ogden. Not the info.
Okay, see Christie for that one, guys, go check out this house, it looks beautiful.
It is up.
How much is your duplex, remind me?
It is now 620.
And what is the rent on it?
So it's under market on rents. It's
Okay.
right now just shy of 1,900 per unit.
Okay.
But you could actually get about 2,200 or so. Leases are up December and February, however, the December lease might be up sooner. They are month to month and they just file section 8, so that one is very flexible. But, so yeah, so you could occupy one side and rent the other, rental.
Okay, awesome, anything else?
Not at the moment.
I love it, go on vacation,
I
is the moral of the story.
Yes.
Go on vacation and 3 listings will pop up. Okay, awesome, who else, new listing, price reduction, home you wanna talk about?
Just sanctioned lead gen strategy.
It is,
Okay.
it is actually sanctioned, I'm gonna write a book about it, Dalton. Called Go on Vacation.
I like it, let's go.
We just have price reduction on our Brigham listing. Remember all the details off the top of my head. It's now at 410.
Where is it on in Brigham?
It is, on the east side. Let's see, 443 Hawthorne.
Oh.
Like northeast side, not super north.
Hold on, did I sell that before? You should look at the history on it later, you don't have to right now, I think it might be my ex-sister-in-law. This address sounds so familiar.
Well, it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,800 square feet, 0.21 acres, and it's pretty cute. Like, it's been updated.
Is it a multi-level?
It's a random. Oh, no, it is a multi-level. Yeah, sorry. The tri-level.
Awesome, 410.
410.
Good price.
And I'm doing an open house on Saturday.
Open house Saturday. Send your feet, you don't have to drive there, you just send them, get paid, it's great. Okay, anybody else, new listing?
I have a Rambler in Clinton. 569, price. 5-bedroom, 3-bath. Everything's new roof, new furnace, new air conditioner, updated kitchen. So really nice place.
Nice, that's a good price. What's your square footage?
2,800, I believe.
And you said it's a Rambler?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Update, you did sell that house.
I did? I was like, that address sounds so familiar.
That's it.
That's the one, that's my ex-sister-in-law's house, it's a cute house. What did they build?
150?
I was like, it was cheap. Dang it. Okay, anyone else, new listings, price reductions, anything else? Okay, I'll tell you guys about mine. I can't remember. I don't think I talked about it last week, but I'm gonna talk about it again, even if I did. It's also in Clinton. It was built in 2020. It's over 4,300 square feet. It's nearly almost finished. It has a basement, a small space, small bathroom space in the basement that's not done. We did drop the price to $835,900. Cannot build the same house for like less than $860 right now in the same neighborhood. And it's professionally landscaped, beautiful home, huge RV parking, big 4-car garage. It has loft and storage space above the 4-car garage. So if you need storage, it's got a ton of storage. It has solar panels that are fully paid off. And they want to get moving. So if you know anybody in that price range, they are open to negotiation. What did you say? Fenway Estate. It's Capitol Creek.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it was built in 2020 and it's 6 beds. Okay, anybody else? price reductions, new listings, anything you want to talk? Okay, and then what about, buyers coming in? Who has a buyer that you're having a first time finding, they need a little uniform? Do you think somebody in here might have?
I have a buyer, we don't let you know, up to 700, anywhere from late twenty down full, there's 13 down full that finding things down full that don't even work, like, they're not opposed to doing work. But, so,
You have a lot of people. 50 level.
yeah. So, they see 4 bed, I mean, 30, but not big, like 4 bedroom, 2 bath, like it's easy that way, but it's finding something that, and with a pool preferably, or, yeah, or an ability to have a pool. It's not me. I'm not gonna complain.
Orange, you can't start laughing, Lou. It's like, and what else do they want? Lay it on us.
Everyone about that.
Okay, anybody else, upcoming listings or buyers that need something specific that you're looking for? Okay, was there anything online? Okay,
You can find-
moving on, I just wanted to remind you, if you guys scan this little QR code here, it's gonna take you to some downloads that are available. There's an open house video, there's a one pager, and there's some FAQs on the NAR settlement update. I believe it's next weekend team meeting. Is it next week?
Yes.
Next week, we're diving into this NAR settlement again, just because we get a lot of questions about it, which is good. I'd rather you be asking a ton of questions. We want you to be prepared. We don't want to be the brokerage that suddenly on like August 20th, people are like, wait, what? There's a new rep fee? Where's it? MLS? And I don't want you to be the one that calls me that says, oh, hey, well, I just noticed that there wasn't a VAC offered on the MLS and I'm getting 0 commission on the settlement statement, so help, because I'm not gonna be able to help you. So it has to be negotiated as part of your contract. So, these are just some, not yet, but on August 17th. So these are some easy little things for you. This FAQ guide is so good, and those are kind of some of the things we're gonna be diving into. Save the date for August 6th. That's the first team meeting in August. Craig Wagner from UAR is gonna come and go over the changes to the contract for it. If you guys in your division newsletter clicked on the contract updates because you thought you were gonna be able to see them, you got excited for a second, and then it takes you to a page that says this page is not available. They have not actually released them other than in small groups or the board of directors. So Christy and I have seen a preview of the contract they're making, the updates to the contract. They're specifically not releasing them yet because they do not want people using them until we have to use them. But it's gonna be a change that happens instant, like literally overnight, the MLS commissions will go away. You will no longer be able to see a visible commission. So that means there's gonna be changes to our agency agreements and changes to our rep fee. So Craig Wagner is gonna come and talk about it on August 6th. I think we'll have a full room, so plan the date.
You know, it's going to require changes to the existing listing agreement.
So my understanding is so if you write a listing agreement the day before, my understanding is you will have to do an addendum to your listing agreement. If you have the listing already under contract, you will not have to because it will be under contract as of the date of the contract. What I would suggest, if you have a listing or a buyer that is like you go under contract August 10th, and then August 30th, you're gonna close, now you're beyond that deadline. I would really highly suggest, and it's part of what our compliance requirement is anyway, download a copy of the MLS printout showing those commissions. Because the agreements that you have, if you're already under contract, will just proceed as normal. If you have an agency agreement with someone and you are not under contract to purchase a home, then you will have to do an addendum or just move into the new agreement either way. But you will have to do an addendum. So that's my suggestion. If you've got something closing that you're under contract, it offered an MLS, it offered a commission on the MLS and you've been under contract, make sure you have that downloaded and then that will still close as normal. But anything that goes under contract during that time, you'll have to submit it. Does that make sense? And he'll dive into all those things too. So, honestly, guys, we're all learning together. So be patient with each other and be kind to your fellow agents on the other side who maybe are not as aware of what's going on. This is gonna be a good time for us to really just like shine through with great culture of who we are and show some kindness as we all navigate the Wild West. Put on your boots and spurs, guys. It's gonna get wild. Mega Agent Camp is coming up, as you guys know, if you want to register, it's August 12th to 15th in August, Texas, or Austin, Texas, not August, Texas.
I mean, it's August too, you know.
The hotel deadlines for hotel discounts end July 27th. Benefits of the hotels that have discounts, they are all walking distance to the convention center. Very easy to attend, and you get a discount for doing that. If you don't care as much about being in walking distance to the convention center, remember I was telling you guys last week, Expedia has some great deals right now in Texas. And there's been a ton of airlines that have summer sales going on. So pretty affordable to get there. On the 12th, people have asked a little bit about the schedule. If you go to events.kw.com, click on Mega Camp, the whole schedule is out. But it will let you know that the 12th, you could fly in on the 12th if you don't want to have another night's hotel room. If you fly in on the 12th, it actually, the first thing on the 12th is a welcome party that starts at 4 o'clock. And even if you missed that, you could still pick up your badge the next day. So register for that. I think the prices will go up at the end of the month. Family reunion is in Vegas. I know we're talking about this way in advance. The reason I'm talking to you about this in advance, couple options. A, if you want to buy the ticket and have it come out of your next few closings between now and the end of the year, or now in February or whatever, we can set you up on a payment plan. So you just need to let Chris know that. We can do that in a variety of ways for you. Then you'll get the early bird pricing on it. Also, what happens at Mega Camp is everybody gets really excited at Mega Camp and then they register for family reunion. So hotel prices will go up after Mega Camp. Vegas will realize something's going on and you'll see flights go up, hotels will go up. Dinner reservations will be impossible to get, and I think a lot of people had to go pretty far away from the convention center or they were starving all day. So all of those things now, the better you prepare for it, it's really not that far away, even though we're like, why are we talking about February 2025? Guys, it is going to be here before we know it. So book in advance, and tickets right now are less expensive than they're going to be after. Make sure, this is just our friendly reminder. How should we be making all of our phone calls? Ken, how should we make our phone calls?
TCPA friendly.
In a TCPA friendly and compliant way, right? What does that mean, Ken? What if I just really want to call you, even though you're on a do not call list?
Well, get out the checkbook. Scrubbing numbers, if they're coming off a list or, something of that nature, and, you know, just make sure that they're not on the do not call list.
Okay. You guys, this really, the reason you're hearing about it every single meeting is because there's fines, per call that you make. And they're often brought as class action lawsuits. And fun fact, your E&O does not cover your violation of the TCPA, law act. It's not covered by E&O. So if you think you're just gonna make the call and take your chances and E&O will cover it, you are incorrect, my friends. That's not gonna happen. Okay. We're gonna jump into Ken's CE class now with the mindset of high achievers. Jen, just let Bradley know what book you want. If you're online, make sure you sign in. There's gonna be a roster going around. You have to sign in to get credit. And I'm excited for Ken to teach this class. Thanks, guys. Are you hitting your clickers right here?
Lauren's got the, do you really know yours? Lauren's got the registration for the class, so she'll be passing that around. Make sure you put your license number down for us, and make sure you put the SA, whatever that is, because that does have to be put into the log when we do that. So how many of us struggle with our mindset? How many of us are our worst enemy? Almost every room in the house, every person in the house, right? It's a challenge for all of us to be in the right mindset, especially to do this business when we face so much negativity, phone calls, people hanging up on us, telling us to do things that are physically impossible to ourselves. You know, and so it does require a positive mindset to do this business. There's 4 tenets to this business that I believe determine your success. First and foremost is your mindset. If you're not in a proper positive mindset to do the business, then you're going to be reluctant to do the business. You're not going to be effective in doing the business. That's going to bleed through to your appointments. People are going to sense that you're not in a good headspace and they're not positive about the business. So we need to be in the right mindset. So I would say that that's the first tenet of being successful in this business, being in a positive mindset. There are things that we can do on a daily basis that we're going to talk about today that are going to help you each day to get in a positive mindset. Secondly, the most important thing in this business is lead generation. Okay, that's number 2. You've got to be lead generating on a daily basis. You've got to be feeding your business. So mindset, lead generation. The third is your skill set. How skillful are you at communication, your dialogues, your conversations with people? Okay. How well do you understand contracts and documents? Okay. And then fourthly is your follow-up. How good are you at lead follow-up? I'm going to be honest, I stink at lead follow-up. I'm good the first day or 2, and then it just kind of tapers off. And I think that's a lot of us, is that something new comes along, some new opportunity comes along, and we kind of forget about those old opportunities that come along. So lead follow-up is the 4th part of being successful in this business. Mindset is created from the distinctions we are able to make about our life experience. We all have experiences from our experiences, we make new distinctions. From these distinctions, we create a mindset. What this is saying is that all of us have things that happen in our life that affect us both positively and negatively. Sometimes it's things that happen in our childhood. We have a rough childhood. I had a very difficult childhood. My parents separated probably twice a year. My mom would throw my dad out. He'd take the trailer and go live in a trailer park for a while. She'd file for divorce. They'd reconcile. He'd come back. 6 months later, she'd kick him out again. And that was a vicious cycle that went on for years, years, years. It was hard. It was hard because there was so much, you didn't know where you stood on a daily, monthly, or yearly basis in our family because of the turmoil that was happening in our family. Came from a very poor family. My dad was a mechanic. My mom was a lunch lady at the elementary school in town. So life was a struggle. And those experiences all kind of formed my mindset. And I've had to work really hard at improving my mindset and being positive in my life, in my circumstances, my business. And all of us face similar circumstances. I could go around the room and everyone could tell us something that has affected their mindset. And so we have to find out ways to combat that. Our mindset determines our life's outcomes. Passion equals action. If you're not passionate about this business, you're not going to be successful about this business. And a lot of that has to do with finding and developing your why. How many have a very clear defined why they're in this business? Russie, you want to share your why?
So my why, I think we talked about this when we talked through the rediscovering your why. So my why has evolved a little bit. My why started really with young little married poor broke couple that Jed and I were. When we met, Kathy, our daughter, but I didn't have to grow her in my body, thank goodness, was just about 5 years, had just turned, was almost 6, 5 years old, almost 6 when we met. And we were struggling financially. And then we got married. I had Addison, I had another business. And I just decided that I needed to change the trajectory of our financial situation in our family. And having been a single dad up until the time that we got married, we had a lot of debt, some things that we needed to figure out financially. So it started out more of a financial why for me, and really kind of tied back to, I don't want to be worried about is my check. These were back in check days, guys. You didn't just send a mortgage payment electronically. I didn't want to be worried if my check was gonna clear or if it wasn't, based on where it would land in the month and payday. So that was kind of where my why started. It's evolved a ton, and my why now extends more into the legacy and the experiences that I'm able to bring to not just my family's life, but to my own life and to the people around me. I'm super passionate about helping people just create a life by design and a big life, and that is experiences for me. So I have a very clear vision of a future with our beach house in Florida and our cabin in the woods that will get snowed in once a year, and that's the only snow that I'll have to see at some point in my life. And just really creating that legacy of abundance and really just helping people with mindset, determining their biggest, what they can do to contribute to a big life.
Great, great. Thanks for sharing your why. Obviously, her why started out as her personally, and then it's grown, and it should grow. Your why should morph. It should change over time as you grow and develop. Your why should grow and develop too. So why went from herself to now blessing the lives of other people through real estate. We really do have an opportunity to do that. We have an opportunity to create lifelong friends, and we have an opportunity to take somebody who maybe hasn't realized the American dream of home ownership or has struggled financially, and we have an opportunity to put them into a home, which is the first step to building wealth. Most Americans' wealth resides in their homes. So we're helping them on the way to building wealth. So that's absolutely amazing. That's very good. All right, we're gonna watch this video, and we have a little quiz that Lauren's gonna pass around. I want you to fill out this quiz if you watch this video, and then we're gonna talk about this after.
So we don't want you know, influence. I got to impact. But power experiences a symptom of something that has happened on the inside. These ideas, this way of living was passed down to us. And so number one, you gotta become aware that something's off on the inside. There is a rewire required in order to go to that next level in our finances. Wealthy people started with an idea before they had the dollar. So my question to you today is, what's your idea? What's your calling? What's your product? How can we eat from the economy and not contribute to the economy? Well, coming to you, wealth comes from you. As you contribute to the economy, as you drive humanity forward, you get rewarded based upon your contribution. Everybody you know that's wealthy is investing and creating. One of the key problems with more people is that they don't want to contribute. And they trade time for money. And the only thing that they contribute is enough to get a check. So that's why when they get the check, they spend the check on entertainment. They spend the check on stuff that's not going to make them any money. Wealthy people turn their dollars into services. They put their money to work. They invest in systems. They invest in programs. They invest in real estate. They invest in opportunities that will make them more money. There are people get paid. They will take a check and they spend that money on entertainment because they want to work it from working for the 9 to 5. So they have a budget for entertainment, but they have no budget for education. Take up your space, turn the city upside down, impact lives. From the person on the elevator in the parking lot to the stages of destiny. You have a calling. Once you identify, all of a sudden, everything begins to change. Jeff Bezos said you can have a job, you can have a career, or you can have a call. And he says if you can find that calling, bam, everything begins to change.
You can make $100,000 a year and still have a poor mentality and spend all your money on entertainment. And so payday isn't really payday, it's transfer day because you're just getting paid and you're giving it to the bill collector. And you're not investing in anything that's going to make you money. You're not investing in stocks, you're not investing in real estate. You're not launching a product, you're not adding value to the marketplace. Wealthy people are invested people. Wealthy people are adding value to the marketplace to drive humanity forward. I gotta put something out from Jeff Bezos to Mark Zuckerberg to Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, every athlete, every producer, every filmmaker, every musician, every singer. The list goes on. They are contributing something to humanity. They are a part of the driving force of the economy. What I need you to realize today is that money, zip codes, area codes, cars, and clothes is not the only evidence of wealth. You can change your mindset, your mentality, your methodology, shift your habits right now and experience a measure of abundance and wealth. So break out of this scarcity mindset. That it's too hard, that I don't have enough. Identify what mindsets and programs are keeping you broken and broken. How you personally drive humanity forward in the coming years of your life? What are the consequences that you have if you stay where you are? It's a better question. What has your operating system, the way that you function, the way that you move, the way that you think, the way that you respond? What has it gotten you? If you are listening to me, and you are not where you are supposed to be financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and what you have done thus far has not served and it brought you as far as you're going to go. What will you create? What will you step into? How will you collaborate? What can you pioneer? How can you bring a legacy of a wealth mentality? If you're going to see wealth in your life, if you're going to get rich, as they say, then you're going to have to level up in your internal program. You're going to have to see differently. You're going to have to speak differently. You're going to have to navigate and negotiate differently. You're going to have to collaborate. You're going to have to create, build something, start something, get out of the past, break out of the shame, the guilt, and the defeat, and step into this brilliance where you are connected and you are engaged and you are fully aware of the future and you can create something that is meaningful. Because if you can discover the calling, you're going to see the impact, the influence, and the income. Wealthy people are focused people. Wealthy people have discovered the meaning, the why, like why they do what they do. So everything needs to come into alignment. I want good money. I need to have a good attitude. I need to stop doing what I hate like I hate it. You can change everything right now, right on your job, right in your car, right you brushing your teeth, right pushing weights. Listen to me. Everything can change right now if you begin to live from this place of abundance and appreciation and gratitude and generosity. The problem with many of us is that we're doing the wrong things with the money we have. We're not investing, we're spending. Wealthy people invest, poor people spend. Poor people think that the only way they can make money is to work hard and long hours and overtime. Wealthy people say that my money is the direct result of the positive and transformational experience I bring to the lives of other people. So I just want to ask you this question. What are you going to produce? What are you going to build? What are you going to create? How are you going to collaborate? How are you going to network? How are you going to add value to somebody else's life? This is the question that I put across all platforms and almost every talk. What is your call? Everything we do.
So that was the wrong video. It was a good video. You guys are probably going, wait a minute, that wasn't a single. And I liked it though, I let it go because it was very good. I was on topic, but it was not the video that I uploaded. So I apologize for that. I don't know how that worked, but what is your calling? Why are you here? Why are you here today? CE credit. Good start. After this hour, why are you here today? What is your calling? Our calling is to help people with the largest decision in their life. We can either do that well and bless their lives, or we can do it poorly, and we can put them in a horrible financial situation. And in the process of doing that, we get to make phenomenal money. Phenomenal money. The sky is the limit. You can make as much money as you have the capacity to leverage in order to do that. And all of us at some point have to leverage our business in order to grow it. I do want to go through this questionnaire because to me, this is really key. So the largest gap between successful people and unsuccessful people is the thinking gap. Is the gap that people don't think enough about their business or their lives. They don't take the time to strategize. They don't take the time to set goals. They don't take the time to visit with mentors about how to build their business. All of us as a staff, Sean, myself, Russie, Warren, Bradley, Chris, we're all here to help you. We're all here to help you understand what the next step for you is in your life. Self-esteem is the bedrock of success. You've got to have good self-esteem. Okay? You've got to think well about yourself before you can think well of others. I can't give somebody something that I don't possess. I can't give you what I don't possess. If I don't love myself, I can't love you. If I don't appreciate myself, I can't appreciate you. It starts with me, okay? Secondly, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. This is so important. The video that was supposed to play, the guy talks about Bill Gates. He talks about Jeff Bezos. He talks about Tony Robbins. And he says, these guys don't hang. These guys don't waste time hanging with people who don't serve them well. As you get more successful in your life, and a lot of you have probably already experienced this, you're going to have people who are naysayers. You're going to have people that say, oh gosh, you've changed. You know, what's up with you? Yeah, I have changed. I've caught the vision. I've caught the calling of what I want with my life. And I'm motivated and passionate about getting that. And sometimes you have to leave people behind. It's the old crab theory, is that if you put a bucket of crabs into a metal bucket and one crab starts to crawl out, what do the other crabs do? Yeah, no, get back here. Misery loves company. Get down here. Nobody's leaving this trash hole. You know, you're going to stay here with us. And that happens with a lot of our friends, with even our families. I've had agents that I've coached that it's even happened with their spouses. Their spouses have become upset with them because they're becoming more successful. They're more focused on what they want in life. And that sometimes can cause a divide, even within relationships. Successful people work hard. This is hard work. If you're doing your job, you're going to work hard. Don't confuse movement with progress. A lot of times in this business, especially when we're newer in the business, we think motion is success. I'm going to go to that class. I'm going to go to this training. I'm going to go to that. As long as I'm doing something, then that's success. Early on it is. Training is important. Education is very important. But sometimes we get confused between motivation and progress. And we'll talk a little bit about that here in a second. The problem with 99% of the people is they set their goals too low. We don't set our goals high enough. I personally set some pretty high goals every year, and I know that a lot of the other staff members and you folks do as well. But for me personally, I'd rather set a really high goal and miss it by 25% than set a really low goal and make it by 25%. Why is that? Why do you think I have that mindset when it comes to setting my goals? Go ahead. What did you say? Oh, you don't know?
You get, you further if you set them higher.
Yeah, and you work harder towards them. If I'm setting a low goal and I can see that I'm gonna meet that goal or achieve or exceed that goal, where's my motivation go? I have a motivation. It's in the can, man. I've done it. But if it's still way up here and I'm gonna miss it, you know what? I'm still better off missing it by 25% than I would have been by maximizing it by 25% if it was a lower goal. Well, it's all about your mindset. It's all about creating that mindset. All right. Life is bad for a bunch of people. Life is good for a lot of people. And life is great for a few people. I'm going to say that again. Life is bad for a bunch of people. Life is good for a lot of people. And life is great for a few people. That means that those that excel at a high level, there's very few of them. A lot of us are willing to accept what life gives us. Like I said, I grew up in a poor community. I grew up in a poor family. A lot of my friends stayed right in the community, and they ended up taking jobs at the local whatever meat plant or factory or whatever. They kind of followed in the footsteps of their father or their mother, which that's fine. That works for them. But they were willing to accept what life gave them. They were willing to accept the easy path. They didn't have to go to school. They didn't have to receive any training. All they had to do was go apply. And so if you want something more than that, it's going to require that you work for it, that you get the training, the licensing like we have, that you learn the skills that we've learned to be in this business. You guys are in an amazing business. Progress equals happiness. Us as humans, we have to be continually progressing in order to feel happy. If you're not happy, take a look in the rearview mirror and see if you're progressing. Are you progressing physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and in your business? Are you making headway in life? If you're not progressing, you're not going to be happy. There is power in mastery. There's true power in mastering your craft. Agents who master their craft secure much more of their listings and opportunities than those that do not master their craft. Why? Because they're a lot smoother. They know what to say in those moments, in those discussions with sellers and buyers. They're not searching for answers on the spot in those listing presentations or buyer presentations. They've experienced them before, or they've coached for those questions to come up, and they have the answers. So they're able to overcome objections that clients have and make it look seamless, make it look smooth. Okay. The last little segment in the video is about a child learning to walk. And it shows this child walking on this wooden floor and falling down, and walking and falling down, and walking and falling down. And the question is asked, how many times does a mother or a father allow their child to walk and fall down?
Do they get up and walk?
Say that again.
Do they get up and walk?
Until they get it. That's the answer. Do this business until you're successful. Until you've accomplished your goals. Until you've made the money that you want to make. I know that a lot of times those of us that are newer in the business, we get discouraged because things aren't quite going our way. We're not making the money that we thought we were going to make. We're not having the success that we thought we were going to have success with the transactions. But we have to continue to try until we reach that level. 99% of us stop too soon. We stop too early, just before we get to the crest of the mountain and go over the other side. Okay. There's the answers to the wrong video. Go to the next.
So what was the last one? Until.
So the three most important words in life are do it until. Do it until you succeed. In that video, they even talked about the three different kinds of mindset. So ask yourself, which of these mindsets do you possess? Do you possess a mindset of abundance versus scarcity? Is that your mindset? What does that mean? Abundance versus scarcity? Anybody?
Abundance versus scarcity to me is you're working from a place of there's always more than what you'll ever need. Scarcity is you're coming from a place of this might be your last meal ever, commission check ever, whatever, right? Like you're looking for like the little pieces instead of recognizing that there's always more.
Yeah, absolutely. JC?
Along with that, scarcity is seems more difficult. So you was making, you feel that things are scarce, or opportunities are scarce, you're going to have more fear. Less likely to lose some passion.
Yep.
Your abundance, your more excitement, more passion. And it's doable because there's an abundance.
I think scarcity is like if Rusty has a listing, means that I can't get a listing. The abundance is she has a listing, there's plenty of this out there.
Absolutely. Bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to function from a position of abundance, that there is plenty of business out there to go around, which there is. We just crossed 10,000 listings last week. So there's plenty of business out there for all of us. How many of those 10,000 do you need? Or do you want?
Couple thousand be fine.
Yeah, see, so that still leaves plenty for the rest of us. Abundance is a mindset of positivity. Hey, I just gotta go get my share. My share is out there. I just gotta go get my share. The mindset of scarcity is, it doesn't exist. It's not out there. Those listings are not to be had. The buyers are not to be had. That's a negative mindset. So you should always have an attitude of abundance versus scarcity. One of the ways you do that is through gratitude. I start my morning every morning with a gratitude journal. It's right here. And I take a few minutes and I write in my gratitude journal. I always try to write down 3 things that I'm grateful for that day. Because if I start my day in the spirit of gratitude, there's no room for scarcity. Scarcity and fear occupy the same place in your mind as gratitude. So if you start your day out grateful, you're pushing fear and scarcity out of your mind. Okay. Positivity versus negativity. I think that's very, very obvious. You know, you can either be a positive person or a negative person, whatever serves you best. In this business, you've got to be positive. There again, gratitude, I think, goes a long ways for helping you be positive about what you have in your life. And is your mindset one of growth or one of stagnation? You should always be thinking about growing. You should be thinking about making more money. You should be thinking about getting more transactions. And you should think about, how do I leverage within my business in order to be able to do that? What system, what methodology, what person do I need to add in order to help me with my growth goals? And if you're not sure of that, come talk to us. Be happy to help you with that. Okay. This is right out of the MREA. 8 goal categories. First of all, we should be focusing on a daily basis lead generation. We should be generating leads. That lead generation should focus on listings. Why should it focus on listings? What's special about listings? Create more business. How do they create more business?
By attracting unrepresented buyers who may have houses to sell on top purchase they wish to make.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's by bringing buyers, giving you access to unrepresented buyers, like Dalton said. The other thing is that a listing is an exclusive agreement. That house sells, you're gonna get paid, okay? It's an exclusive arrangement. You say, well, Ken, I have my buyer sign a buyer broker agreement and that says it's exclusive. Is it always the case that if that buyer buys, you're gonna get a commission? No, it's not. It's not the same thing. So the listing is where it's at because it gives you access to buyers. And it's also an exclusive relationship because if that property sells, you're gonna get paid. You should focus on writing contracts. Contracts closed, getting those contracts closed. There again, lead follow-up. You should be managing your money. It's not making money. You should be managing your money. You know, it's amazing to me, and I think one of our staff, when we sit down and go over goals with people, they don't understand where their money's gone. And they've made good money, $300,000, $400,000 a year, $500,000. They're not sure where it went. Okay. So manage your money, take care of your dollars. My mother used to have a saying, take care of your pennies and the dollars take care of themselves. Okay. People, who else do you need in your business in order to leverage to help you achieve your goals? What are your systems and tools? Do you utilize command? Is command your friend or is that a 4-letter word? Friend? Okay. It should be your friend. We have great staff here that can help you with command or with other tools and technologies. And then focus on personal education. You should always be attending trainings and building your business. It's part of staying fresh and up to date with what's going on in the marketplace. So this is out of the MREA 2. This is the 80-20 rule. When you say 80-20 rule, I think a lot of us think about, well, 20% of the agents do 80% of the deals, and that's typically true in any sales position. 20% of the salespeople do most of the work. That's not what this is about. This is about you setting your goals and working on a daily basis to where you're putting those 20% activities on a daily basis at the beginning of your day. So if you front load the 20% of things that you should be doing on a daily basis to grow your business, and what are those? What's the number one thing? What's that?
Lead gen.
Lead gen, absolutely. Lead gen, lead gen, lead gen. So you put that 20% of activities that will get you 80% of your money at the beginning of your day. Focus on that. Write down your key goals and the actions to achieve them. So I'm gonna lead gen from 9 to 11 o'clock every morning. And on Mondays and Fridays, I'm gonna call my SOI. And on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I'm gonna call others. So you have your lead gen, or I'm gonna go out and knock doors on Wednesday. So you have those activities defined in the 20% of your activities. Allocate the time in your calendar, take those steps and actions that will help you achieve those 20% of activities. And if time permits, get as many of the 80% tasks done after the 20%. The 80% tasks are transaction management, calling people back about your transactions, filling out addendums that are needed in transactions. That's the 80%. Those things are important. They help you get over the finish line to closing a transaction, but they're not lead generating activities. They're not 20% activities. Those are 80% activities, okay? And create a daily planner that puts it all together on one sheet to maximize your focus. That's the 80-20 system, the MREA. Any questions on that? I know it can be a little confusing when you're first exposed to it. Does anybody follow this on a daily basis, the 80-20 rule?
Not everything.
Yeah, I would suggest that you do that. It'll change your life. Time block those activities into your day. And it'll make a big difference. Get those money-making activities done first thing in the morning, then do all of the follow-up, all of the cleanup, all of the extra stuff on the last half of the day.
And if these are not in your calendar, they will not happen. They do not exist. And that goes for business 20% and your personal 20%. If you don't put personal time in your calendar, if date nights are important to you, if you don't have them in your calendar, one-on-one time is important to you with your kids. If it's not in your calendar, it will never happen. It does not exist if it's not in your calendar. So make sure you're putting the 20% in your calendar. I promise you the 80% will find a way to fill the gap. But you have to put the 20% in, or it's just not gonna happen. You can't think to yourself like, oh, Jen, when I have time. It won't happen, because you're gonna always fill it with something.
Something's always gonna come up to take that away. You're never gonna get around to it. And that's how that ended up taking over your life. All right. I believe that's it. So, with that, I just want to summarize, and I want to give you a challenge to look at your day and to create your 20% and to schedule that 20% in your day so that you can live like no other and have all of the things that you want that help you live the life that you want. So do the things that you need to do in order to live the way that you want to live. And are there any questions?
You're gonna finish that link for that, the video we did of him.
Yeah, I will. I'll send out the link. Yeah, I don't know how that got switched, but it was really.
It was a pretty good video.
Yeah, you too. But yeah, Bradley can send out that in our recap.
I don't know how that switched. I don't know. Like I said,
It's a-
I didn't switch that.
yeah, I didn't switch it, but I don't know, anyway. It's a great video. This one was pretty good too.
Bradley liked that.
Yeah, he liked it better. All right, thank you guys. Thanks for being here. Yeah.
Thank you.
If you got your certificate, make sure you get the certificate before you leave and make sure you sign the register. So you can get your credit. Good afternoon.
I think it's the Mario.
Wait, I don't think your poll is here yet. Oh, if you.
I just saw it. I just think it's one.
Okay, we'll give him just a second. While we're waiting for him to come up, I think along the lines that, class Ken, that was awesome, and so many good reminders. What do you guys do? Just because we have a few minutes while he's setting up, what do you guys do as part of your daily practice or routine to make sure that you're in the right mindset? Because this is a conversation that comes up a lot. Is people just get in a funky mindset? How do you get yourself out of it? Steph?
Well, I've been doing the podcast, the shift podcast. Or
The,
million, whatever one with, yeah, Jake.
Millionaire mindset.
The one,
there's just a thing about podcasts, so.
the one we're supposed to listen to through both, that one I have kept up
Oh, good. The MREA one.
on that.
Awesome. I think that's a good way to stay in your good mindset.
Go
Just
to the gym.
Jim, yeah, physical movement for your mind. Huge, right? I think we forget about that sometimes. Donna.
I have a very specific morning routine that I protect everything that I have, because I think it's so important. When I wake up, I know you're not supposed to snooze, but I hit snooze and it's for 9 minutes, and during that 9 minutes, I lay there and I think God, so I pray and I just thank God. I think of everything the day before that I can think of that I'm grateful for. I mean, from that I stepping on carpet and not dirt to anything. And then I grab my phone and I have it's called my master appreciation list. And I will put everything that I thought of in my master appreciation list every single morning. I get in the shower, I have the Optimist Creed take to the opposite side of my shower, so I read it every single day. And then when I'm getting ready, I listen to either a book, like right now I'm listening to Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life, for like the fifth time, or the Millionaire, or the Great Salesman World. I listen to something or a podcast or a book or something, because I want to make sure that everything that I'm putting in the morning is serving me and serving my goals and what, how I want to show up for the day. And it's, we don't know what's going to, we don't know what we'll call, we don't know, we have to arm ourselves. I tell people, stop And military people, they not only have armor, but they have weapons, right? And our mind is like our most precious thing, so we should be arming and protecting it every day.
So true.
That's
Some people carry weapons.
I love that. Also, guys, okay,
your mindset, your
you,
weapon.
when you talked about, the armor. My friend Stephanie's husband is a police officer, and he came home from work when I was at her house the other day, and he had his bulletproof vest on. Holy crap, you guys, those are heavy. Apparently, they've got to be kind of heavy to stop a bullet. But, man, if you get pulled over, it'd be really nice, because they're standing in the heat. So I don't think I would pull anyone over if I had to wear all those clothes and a big bulletproof vest. I would just be like, just slow down. Because I wasn't gonna have to get downstairs and get on all her outfits. So anyway, gosh.
Press slow down, don't
You do have one of those,
I do have a megaphone. I do. I do. I should find it because I think somebody borrowed it and maybe it intentionally got lost. And somebody doesn't train with my megaphone and that's rude. Anyway, what else? Anyone else? Anything that you do specifically to protect your mindset?
Music, honestly, that sounds super corny and super simple, but music, I started the day off with a crappy mind. I throw on music rather than a podcast or something. It gets you in a better mood, I feel like. Really enjoy it.
And what you're listening to,
Yeah.
right? Because if you're listening to sad, depressing music and you're already in a sad state of mind, it's gonna probably just pull you down lower. So have like your go-to music list that just will pick you up instantly. If you need me to share my running playlist with you, I will, because there's not one song on there that's like not gonna make you feel, at least for me, it's motivating and.
And
all
you
different
share it.
topics.
I would love it.
I'll totally share it with you. Christy.
Have my love and gratitude jars, so I have my gratitude jar that has all of my any kind of city I need to know, or a birthday card or something that is written a message on. I put it in my love jar, so if I'm having a fun, then I'll go and grab a card out of there, and this reminds me of always that was special to me, and it's I'm for them, and so it helps me kind of like just my focus back to what's important.
I love that. Anything you can do, I think, to pattern interrupt your crappy mindset that you're having for the day. I have a gratitude journal as well, and I have a little one that's just like in my car. And every time that I find myself like getting into like a funk or whatever, even at a stop sign, I'll just pull it out and like open to a random day and read the 3 things or whatever that I was grateful for that day. And you can do the same thing, like if you're finding yourself going down a path of negativity, because Ken talked about that, like positive versus negative. Your mind is so powerful, guys. And if all you're focusing on is the negative shit in the world, like more shit will come. I promise you that. Your mud pit will get deeper and deeper and deeper the more you focus on it. Or you can focus on the little blades of grass that you can see that you're pushing yourself and getting closer to. So that's the other thing, is like, if I'm really in it, like I'll just pull out a notebook, piece of paper or whatever, and I'll just start writing everything that I can think of that's happened that's good in the day. Because if you shift your mindset, and if you can recognize like you're going down that hole and try to shift it out, like the world can be a scary place, but it can also be really beautiful. So if you shift it out of that mindset, do a pattern interrupt with yourself, right? We talk about pattern interrupts. Do a pattern interrupt with yourself. Is he ready? Okay, Cole. Hey, how are you?
Doing well.
Floor is yours, my friend.
All right. So I've been here a few times, so hopefully a bunch of you already know me. Cole Busby with Bear River Home Inspections. I've been doing inspections for about 15-ish years. I've owned this business for 8. I'm based out of Brigham City, but we do travel a lot. I cover from South Salt Lake all the way up to Southern Idaho. My prices right now are $400 for up to 3,500 square feet. And then what I feel like is the best strength of our business is the walkthrough at the end of the inspection. That we'll spend up to about an hour with our clients. We tour the entire house. We answer every single question that they have. My experience has been that overwhelmingly they are more confident and happy about the home they're buying after the inspection than before we started. You know, of course, we run into some of those big items that require different conversations. But even then, most of the time, even those, in my personal opinion, aren't deal breakers. It's just something that requires negotiating, and I refer them back to you guys to say, hey, this is something you want to talk to the realtor about, and they'll help you navigate that. Do you guys have any questions for me? Yes.
Did your dad used to do home inspections?
He did, on Busby, yeah. Yeah, he wanted me to take his business, but I was busy being a high school chemistry teacher. And then when I came back, he had already sold his side of start. But he helps out a lot, actually. He's a lot of my marketing.
Very cool.
Anything else? All right, we've got some Zhao's, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Asian cafe. Yeah, please, so it's tofu, chicken, and steak.
Awesome.
Do that.
Thank you.
So we found the right video. So once you go get your food, then we'll play the right video, go in 7 minutes. We watch it while you eat.
That's my birthday.
I just covered the point.
That I lived with somebody who also had the same complaint.
I was being the kid and a half ago.
Right.
Like it seems.
Jessie. So she's my friend. It's amazing too, and she's my friend, and she plays herself, which she should. But she needs to set up her time, like.
Yeah,
So
they don't know how to do
while,
it.
she doesn't know how to like.
Yeah. Right up, yeah. I don't know.
That's okay. She doesn't know how to do it. She just signed in and then she was like, I'm just gonna play a summer. And then she went out of town for like a month or something.
That's exciting. No, I know.
Life by design, and then she's ready to get back into her stuff. Did that,
No, we had type today.
now they're ready to get back.
No, and I'm just wondering, I need today for that. I don't know if they have to.
Life with children who love it.
Well, and then, yeah. But on the text thing, does it go over?
Yeah, we like, we're baby.
Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah, I didn't try to follow this.
It's okay.
Cause I really.
What day works best for you?
I felt like I.
Mine puts on schedule. Okay, I love those. Do I know you're talking? I don't know if that's fast.
Yeah, no, I was like, hey, so then like, maybe I found it, number is fine, but, like. I think I figured out.
You don't.
These have to. You don't have one.
You don't have.
I don't need
I cannot.
So you're in the gym.
Yep, I did legs today, and then I ran and chased my puppy up and down the stairs this morning, and I was like, oh, I can't do this.
I gotta go because
We're on a second.
Get a roller.
So.
So, prepare for your job. Calling. Hey, how's your wife doing?
It's Prime Day, but that's
Well.
Okay. All toes, all fingers.
Looks like you.
Like an hour. Yeah. That's good. Good.
Yep.
How you feeling?
Go ahead, second, third, and third. We'll take it over.
Oh, I was like, whoa. Hold on. I can't think of it. Oh, we're gonna try again.
If not, I can handle it.
I was like, honey, I'm concerned. Can we just give her a minute?
We're aborting all mission. And we're on that. We're taking all the.
Hi,
Avoid that.
That seems like more than.
I'm not talking about being. I'm talking about my two. I'm talking about. Using. Successful people think differently than unsuccessful people. Wise thinking leads to right living, and stupid thinking leads to wrong living. How true that is.
You're not just a product of your environment, you're a product of all that surrounds you in the environment. That includes the people, the needs, the community, what, the friends you have, the building you want, your hobbies, your favorites, your family, everything else, you're involved in everything you're involved. But to the degree that your environment is healthy or unhealthy, you're gonna have something to do with the products that you're able to get out and the quantity at which you can those products. Self-esteem is the bedrock of high performance. It's the bedrock of everything. And it's the least thing that is taught you to do. You are who you hang around with. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. First, self-esteem is about the first 7 or 8 years of life. Who are you around the first 7 or 8 years of life? Mom, maybe dad, older brother, uncle, a grandmother, right? What the hell do they know about building self-esteem? They don't know anything. And now, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Who do you go hang with? Who do you chill with? Bill Gates doesn't hang. Steve Jobs, who I knew, didn't chill. Warren Buffett doesn't hang. Elon Musk doesn't hang. And I go down the list of people that don't hang. So the people that you're now associating with, would you want your children to be like your 2 best buddies, 2 best gal friends, whatever you call it? Would you? Probably not. Would you even want your children to be like you? Probably not. So why is there so little being done about it?
Hard work works. Working really hard is what successful people do.
Yeah.
Just because
Yeah.
you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Don't confuse movement with progress.
It's that level above where your comfort zone is. That's what I want you to see. Don't go through life burning at 10 watts or 50, 100-watt person, burn bright. Don't settle for average. Don't go through life and say, you know what? I'm okay being average. Average sucks. It does. I promise you this. Sometimes it doesn't matter how much you want or how hard you want to work to get to it. If you don't possess the actual skill set that's required to do it, it's delusion. And most people don't get that. They'll try to go into a business that's sales-based, but not master the art of sales and trade. They'll try to go into another type of business, not master whatever it might be. They don't master their craft. Don't settle for just being average at what you do. You gotta become amazing at it. Become a force of nature. Nothing you get so you can internalize through hard work and but it's hard work and it's effort. Don't miss this step. The problem with most people, they don't set their goals too high and miss them. That's not the problem. The problem with 99% of the world is they set their goals too low and they hit them. Average stuff. The enemy of great is good. Don't set your goals low. Set your goals high.
And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency.
You're gonna either go get it or somebody else is gonna go get it. This is how this thing plays out, okay? It will have nothing to do with your grades. It's gonna have something to do with whether you decide to stay focused on what you want in your life. Okay, everybody's gonna have a choice to get it. There's 2 types of people, folks. People that get the life they want and everybody else. Okay, what group do you want to be in? Everything you want to learn in life is in a book somewhere. You can resist it. The average American reads one book a year. Average is an epidemic. Average people, average athletes, 250,000 kids every year come out of high schools playing basketball. 250,000 kids every year are playing basketball, scholastic basketball, in order to try to play in the NBA. You know how many out of 250,000 play in the NBA? 5 out of 250,000. Life ain't fair. Life is bad for a bunch of people. Good for a lot of people. Great for a few. You guys gotta decide where it's gonna be, okay? Like, your potential is where you'll determine your greatness. See, most people think success is a straight line. I'm gonna get out of high school, I'm gonna get a job, and everything's gonna be fine. That's not how it plays out, folks, okay? This is how it plays out. Guy decides he wants something, and the line gets all squiggly. Because if you don't have your own goals, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna spend your whole life making somebody else's dreams come true. The question is, will you take enough action? If you don't take enough action, if you don't take enough focused action that is positive in your potential, consistent with who you are and where you want to go, you don't do that, you're gonna end up being everybody else. It says, I am obsessed, I am not like others, I do what others refuse to do, I must control my destiny, I am never satisfied, I cannot settle, I rise while others sleep, I refuse to quit, I am driven to succeed, and I'm a role model for others, okay? I want you to don't think you idea and don't think something way out there. Stuff from what? The conflict of failure in life so dire and unstable won't allow it to happen. What stops most people from achieving success is the bullshit story they tell us of why they did it. And never give up. Ever. Most people give up too soon. Good things take time. You're gonna have failure before you success. That's why failure inevitably is so important. Don't give up. 6 years dream. Don't settle for anything that's excellent in life. Extraordinary standards, guys. Extraordinary. You're here. If you imagine that you have this champagne big here. I want to have that. Really good. And dear standards. It's not congruent. That leaves you unhappy.
If you what does it take to be happy? Give you one word: progress. Progress equals happiness. When you're making progress in your body, even if you're not there yet, you feel good. You achieve your goal and you just sit around, you're not happy. We gotta grow, we gotta make progress. It's easy to make progress in the beginning. The beginning of a relationship, who doesn't have a good time? Right? In the beginning of starting a business and you're doing, of course you're gonna have a great time. In the beginning, it's easy. A job, it's fun in the beginning, it's novelty, it's new. And most people hit that plateau, they go, wrong job, wrong relationship, wrong business, because it's not instantly fulfilling them. But the people that go, I'm gonna fight through and go deep, I'm gonna find a way to break through, I'm gonna find a way to learn and know more about this eating of life so that I can help as many women as possible. There's a power in mastery. And how many people do you know are really committed to mastery today? Most people dabble in a billion things, they master nothing, and they wonder why they're unfulfilled. Because they're running for the sugar, the next thing that feels good, instead of getting past what doesn't feel good and getting to where you own something. There's only maybe half a dozen, 7, 8 categories that really matter. Most people, they major in minor things. The important mistake in life is 6 inches between the ears. How we think. And anything you want good, you can have. So claim it. Yeah. Work hard to get it. Don't just aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference.
Here's my best advice. Welcome all experience. You never know which one is gonna turn everything. Don't put up the wall, the same wall that keeps out disappointment, keeps out. Take down the wall. Go for the experience. Keep. Here's the last. Resolve. Resolve says I will. Two of the most powerful words of life. Benjamin Disraeli said nothing can resist the human will that will stake its existence on purpose. shortly put, I'll do it. I ask the kids, how long should a baby try to learn how to walk? How long would you give your average baby? Before you say, hey, enough. No. Any mother in the world would say, you're crazy. My baby is gonna keep trying what? Until, what a magic word. I want you to write it down. Until. Promise yourself, you'll read the books until your skills change. You'll go to seminars until you get a handle on it. You'll listen to it until it makes sense. You'll go for it until you understand it. You'll practice it until you go. You never give up until, however long that is, step by step, piece by piece, book by book, word by word, apple by apple. Walk around the block, go for it. Don't miss chance, grow, and resolve